live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Strawn.
And this is episode 85. If you haven't figured it out, this is the one that I was pissed off that I even came up with it.
Yes. And you blamed this on another film the other day.
Blame it?
You did.
I was trying to save you, and I said, okay, there's two movies on Amazon that have the same title, and when you look them up, they're right next to each other. And one's about this guy having sexy time with an 18-year-old, and I'm like, that's not the one.
Yeah, that's right.
You want the one called You're Not Alone.
But here's the weird thing, is nothing happens for the first 35 minutes. And I kept looking. Yeah,
it's longer. It's like 48 minutes.
I was trying to be, polite. So I get to
I think I texted you too. I was at that point about 40 minutes in.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and you were
OMG.
Yeah, but
this is killing me.
I didn't know what OMG meant.
I know. I was trying to be vague.
Yeah, you were being vague because I kept going, did I get the wrong film accidentally? Because that was
OMG,
so
this is painful
boring.
and boring to watch.
Oh, God. You know what? And to me, it has a lot to do with the single camera point, the POV shooting.
Oh, I think it also has to do a lot with experience and people kind of
knowing what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. Point of view shots don't have a face.
Yes.
And
not even there should have been at least one shot where she was looking in the mirror or
because
a reflection.
We don't even know what she looks like.
Yeah, because I would have related to her more if I saw even a reflection in a window or something. I would have been like, okay.
Well, and it should have been done all the way through.
Like see some terror on her face at some point.
Right, something.
So this is about Natalie, a college graduate who's visiting her hometown over the 4th of July, and she arrives the night she arrives, she is stalked by a sociopathic killer.
Right. And
the first 40 minutes is just her
hanging around and wandering around town,
riding bikes, smoking pot.
Yeah, a little pot here.
Not to have any spoilers out there, but that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah, and you know the weird thing though is, considering that we just listened to another film, we just saw another film that had terrible sound, and this has really good sound.
No, the sound was great
and really good music, interesting. And I don't know if you called it music as much as it was just atmosphere. The atmosphere that they were creating was really interesting.
They had, some of the shots were really hard to watch because there was the scene where she was in the coffee shop or diner or whatever with her Nana.
Yeah. And
the camera just wasn't steady at all. And it was like nobody sits like that. I mean, unless they're drunk. They don't bob and weave.
And she was weaving. The thing is, the camera
she looked off camera a little bit.
Yeah.
The Nana did.
Yeah.
Instead of looking right into the camera, she was
very difficult.
Instead of looking in the camera, she was kind of like this. Looking.
Yeah, she's like looking right over here. Oh, man, that was really hard.
So, yeah, it was a very slow documentary is what I put for the first 30.
It was.
It was an hour and 36 minutes long, and the first 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes, was the slow documentary about them riding bikes and just getting in touch with their friends.
Let me tell you, this is how boring this guy is. Or, I mean boring, how like nothing is happening, and they're working with the sound to try and
the sound was great,
to create a sense of dread, and just the I kept wanting her pager to go off again.
Yeah.
Because when it did and it looked and it was a little piece of the story, I thought, oh yeah, something to look at.
So there was the opening
it was
shot.
Kind of disturbing.
Opening shot of the movie was kind of cool. But forget about the first 40 minutes, actually, now that I say that. Do you know where I would have started the movie?
Where?
I would have started the movie where she was riding the bike home, and it was really dark outside.
From the party.
And fireworks are going off. I would have started the movie right there. And had like, what's going on here? What the hell's going on?
Is she on a bike?
Yeah.
Oh, she is.
She was riding her bike back.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
So
that.
and she's kind of drunk, so she's having
Right,
trouble. But I thought I like that scene a lot because it was like kind of creepy how the fireworks.
Yeah, it
were going
was.
off
It was, and the flares that kept coming in.
So if you would have started the movie there and only had it,
no, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, and let's face it, all of the information that we find up to that point doesn't
mean anything.
No,
absolutely nothing.
It has no bearing whatsoever on the point of the story.
Nope. Except for she was staying at a friend's house. That's really all they had to say.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
and by the way, what a shitty friend because he wouldn't even come home with her. She went home by herself.
I know.
Drunk from a party. I mean, what guy would do that?
That was terrible.
And then
right. No, I agree with you.
She called him. I'm freaked out. I mean, okay.
Yeah,
just gonna hang out here.
Hey, are you sure? Are you sure?
The creepy guy, the predator, I guess is the best word for it. He was actually pretty creepy at the beginning.
Yeah, he was creepy.
When he was standing, very Halloween-ish, where the guy was standing.
Yeah.
Remember on the first Halloween, there's a shot with Michael Myers standing kind of across the street.
Right, across the street.
He's looking very creepy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they were doing.
And this guy was just doing it with his face.
There was Halloween in this. There's Leatherface in this.
Yeah, there was. There
what
was
else
a little
there?
bit of all that.
Yeah, because he did the face
Halloween when he pulled the face off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not that he pulls the face off because that would
because that would be a spoiler.
Yeah. You're from Minneapolis? I love that. Wow, you're from the big city, Minneapolis. The couple of times that came up, I was like, wow, that's interesting.
I did like they should have had a mask on the guy maybe because when you saw his face, when he's especially in the house, and he's chasing you.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
That's interesting because he's got a mask on the cover.
I know.
Look right there. There's a mask on.
Too.
That mask never shows up anywhere except for right there in that photograph.
I don't know.
That's you know what that is? That's an existential mask.
We're all wearing them.
It's the mask that we all wear. I did like that there was a part where we get into the remember when we get into the kitchen and the sound goes away?
Yeah. I caught that too. That was
awesome. Cool. I mean, awesome. That was just so nerve-wracking, because you're not seeing. See, now here's the thing, though. I would have loved to have seen her reflection in the fridge or something right there.
Yes,
with the sound down. That would have been
even just one time. So there's actually pictures of that mask here. It looks like they might have cut it out or something. I don't know.
They might have because he isn't wearing it anymore. The other thing I want to point out that they did successfully is when it all gets going is how little and it goes back to we bring this up again and again and again and again. How little we see of him and how we only catch it occasionally. We just barely even know where he is.
Right.
It's just excellent.
I did like where he was coming up to the house and you kind of see moments of him.
Right.
And he's getting closer.
Right. and all of a sudden you're starting to build a geography of the front of the house and the relationship to all the windows and stuff. Yeah, which was it was a big feeling, but it was just done a little sliver by what it did was it made you build the house front in your mind as it just reveals a little sliver of it and a little sliver of it. A lot of this could have been solved if she just turned on the lights.
And also if she would just keep running, because there was a point in the movie where she's running.
All right.
And if she would just kept running, I think she would have been okay.
All right, and not come
just
back.
Keep running.
Right.
I would have run until my shoe fell off.
Exactly, right?
And go to a very more populated area.
And running right back towards a house where
it started, yes.
Where it all started. By the way, what something happened to her brother, but yeah, anyway.
I did like the scene where he was dragging her and you only see her and you hear the laughing. You hear him laughing.
Right.
That was kind of a nice little, I don't know. I mean, it was obviously low budget, so they were limited, but whoever did the sound on this deserves
the sound was amazing.
A better job.
And you know what? Yeah. I have to say this. That they could do, it was very suspenseful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And once again, I have to say, you know, my overall feeling about editing is that I can take 20 minutes out of absolutely anything.
This one
I could take 40 out of this.
This would have been a great short film.
It would have been a
If it
really
was
good
half
film.
as long.
It would have. But I have to say this, that for the budget, you know, because this could have been a no-budget film, you know. It does a good job. It does need to be, you know, it's somebody... Who edited it and who directed it? Because I bet it was the same guy.
Well, it was written and directed by Derek Munger.
Mm-hmm.
And who edited it? Oh, let's see. Let's play the IMDb looking at music.
You and I staring at the screen. You're gonna have to go down. There you go.
I should record this so we can put it on this.
You should, yes.
On the YouTube page.
Film editing by
Derek.
Munger.
Oh my! So he wrote, directed, and edited.
Told you. See, I'm telling you, this is why.
And he produced it.
This is why I tell you all. I tell people all the time. I say, if you direct it, don't edit it, because you will compound things that are a problem. You don't have somebody to. You don't have power. You don't have truth speaking to power.
It's like not proofreading a paper.
Right. Exactly.
Mistakes will always get through.
Oh, exactly. You know, you need. It's sort of, you know, the case of if you take a recorder and you start looping it, and it'll have a tendency to start picking up any little flaw and magnifying it and magnifying it and magnifying it, and that's what you're doing here. You know, you don't mate with your sister.
Right.
So don't edit your films.
So if you edit your own movies, you're basically mating with your sister.
You're screwing your sister is what you're doing. Yeah. I think that producing also it's nice if you're separating the producing also, but I think the most important, I'm telling you, the most important is that the editor and the director are not the same person.
Yeah.
You cannot edit your own stuff.
So I think that was a mistake, but obviously, so this could have been better if it was shorter.
Yeah. And
the point of view, I could live with it, but
well, it was their gimmick. It was their gimmick.
The problem is it was very gimmicky, and you have to connect with the person that's the main character.
Yeah, you do. You need to, especially if it's who you are, because that's
especially
what
if you're
it
that
is.
person. That's what you are.
You're the person.
It's your point of view.
Yeah, it's your point of view.
Yeah, so I want to see myself as a pretty girl.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's this is an excellent example to bring that lesson home. Less is more, and
always lock doors. If you're running away from something, lock the door.
And by the way,
and if somebody's coming to the front of your house, maybe run through the back door and leave.
What does that say right there? Open doors make equal trouble.
Yes. But if somebody's coming to the front door and they're breaking the glass out, wouldn't you just run through the back door and just leave and keep running and keep running and keep running? I would.
Get out.
And he was a slow-moving guy, much like Jason.
Yes.
So anyway.
Yeah.
They're obviously horror film fans that made this movie.
And their horror film, what they were doing is working on Dread. They just got a little bit too much of it.
Yes.
And
it was like two movies.
I think that
I feel like I watched I watched a documentary on the Living Channel about these teenagers living in a small town.
Right.
And then I watched another one that was a horror movie.
Coming from, that's right.
It's like two movies that weren't even related to each other.
It was indeed.
So,
I don't think I have anything to add to this.
No.
As far as whether I like it or not.
How many sparklers would you give it?
How many sparklers? That's really hard.
You almost have to split it in half.
We're running a little bit low tonight.
The first half, I give it a 1.
No, you have to mix it. You have to put it together as a 1. So let's put it this way. The last half of it, or I am being very generous there. The last half of it, I'm going to have to give it probably a 3.3.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, the first part of it where I thought I was going to die, I'm giving a 2. So, I'm 2.6.
See, the second half I probably wouldn't be as generous. I mean, 3.1 probably, just barely over 3.
Yeah. Okay.
The first half I'm at a 1. I'm like, I was dying. That's why I said OMG. I texted him.
It's funny that you were being ambiguous about that because I thought, well, you must have really.
And that's why I was ambiguous when I sent it to him. Like, I was laughing. I'm
Bastard.
thinking he could take that like I really like it.
Well, you know what? you do realize that you did the same. You used exactly the same text for Train to Busan.
Right.
So,
and I really like that one.
right, exactly, and it was amazing. So,
So I guess my average is lower. It's like 2 something,
Yeah.
2.1, I guess. I'm bad at math, obviously.
yeah, obviously. So I'm at a 2.6, and you're at a.
But I will suggest that they do make another movie. Derek shouldn't stop doing this.
I think that he needs to get an actor, an editor.
I think they're all friends, obviously.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean, if you look at the credits,
Yeah,
a lot of the names kind of repeat themselves, so that says a lot right there.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yep.
Friends don't let friends edit drunk.
Edit themselves.
Yeah.
Or drunk.
Okay. Have we dumped this turkey? Have
Yep.
we shot it?
I think so.
We chased it down. Okay.
This is Kurt Thomas along with Nick Strawn. Thank you for listening to the Dream Warrior Review. If you have any questions or just have feedback for our show, we welcome them at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com. Of course, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. As always, please follow us and tell your friends about us too. We want more followers. That's our goal, is to get up to 1 million followers in the next year. That's our goal. We want to get more followers. So if you can help us with that, that'd be great. See you next time.